So we got horrible, big surreal news. Fucking heartbreak. I was just there. I was just right. Fucking there's videos where you can actually see it. The fucking historic fucking Inn on the Ridge. Hope you can see. Fuck, it's 150 years old. Burnt to the ground last night. Fucking heartbreaking. Let me show you this. So I was just there last week. So fucking heartbreaking. It's one of the coolest fucking places in the world. Of course, I can't afford to stay there. I sleep outside on their chairs. Shh. I was just there last week. So this, see how it's got the curve on it? Russ, who runs the St. Francis, there, right there, right there. He gave this to me and my grandsons. He said it's the only one that's left. The monk's been there along the Big South. They were there when it was a fucking trail. The Shumash, the Kamajuta, walked that trail. I don't know how old it is, but he says it's old, and he says the Pope held it in his hand. Well, he claims he's the reason the Pope came. Interesting. We saw a condor soaring right by it. Fucking heartbreaking. I found this at the thrift store in Monterey. We're just there. It's heartbreaking. This fucking heat bubble over the western side is fucking so horrific. I would just put up a video. I just concentrated. I'll post it right after this video on. There were floods in 2010 and 2011 right here in Utah. Lake was huge. I mean, I shoveled snow all winter in Manhattan and here in Eden, Utah. Up over your... Speaking of monks, in 2010, I shoveled snow at the monastery with the monk. He's 96, me and Bob. Minnesota Bob, myself, and the monk. One of them caved in. They're all gone. Interesting. This fucking heat bubble of the Western States is devastating this fucking country. That place is one of the coolest fucking places on the face of the earth. I'm glad my boys got to see it. The grandsons. Because I pointed out and I told them stories about it. We walked literally right fucking by it. By the way, you want to do something really cool? Let me tell you something. He carved this in the back of it to hang it on his wall. He said he had to work it a little bit, but he said he found it in the dirt. He said he found about, he says there was maybe 10 all over his, you know, he's been there 35 years. This is the only one with salvage. The other have been eaten up, gonzoed. Just go to Monterey, to the old Pacific Capitol, right there at the old bunkhouse where John Lewis Stevenson fucking wrote the old Pacific Capitol. It was Mexico. So we named it Big Sur. I just had a conversation with my grandson because he's like, my dad got some cows, you know, and his dad's trying to tell him this bullshit. So I says, no, cows are from Africa. You Spaniards fucking brought them. It becomes as natural as unleashing cattle onto the Santa Barbara Eye. Why is that road there the one? The road to nowhere, I call it. I've walked it many times. When I was dying of cancer, I walked it. All of it. It's a spiritual place. I remember sleeping out on those cliffs of Gorda. Feels like heaven. Must have been asleep for fucking days. He filmed that right there. I almost fell off the fucking cliffs there. Gorda, I slept over there on the cliffs. I remember that night. Never fucking had such hallowed spiritual dreams in my life as right there. Annika hasn't come to me in my dreams since she died. Well over 20 years ago, leukemia. She came to me in my fucking dreams that night. My dad visited me in my dreams that night. Hasn't happened in fucking Hadn't happened in some decades. I was dying of cancer. I have a fucking knife I found out there in the woods. Really old fucking knife. I mean old. I found right there. What a fucking spiritual, incredible place. I had a central line hanging. I was dying. Well, no, my line was pulled out by then, but I was down to nothing. I just kept walking. I remember a couple stopped. Mexico. Say, hey, Kevin Blanch, we watch your YouTube. We want to talk to you. Can we pray with you? Yeah. I'm going to knock my water over right there by where this is at, and I was out. It was fucking hot. Fish cop fucking flagged him down, yelled at him. He finally come by, and how's the ocean? Never saw it so healthy. He said, you need to get the fuck out of your truck. You can ask him. He's the same fish cop. So by the time he left, he had one of my Pacific Genocide fucking bumper stickers on the bumper of his state rig. The fires keep raging through there, and them mighty redwoods just keep fighting them off. They fucking still fight off the chainsaws. They fight off the fucking cattle fucking invader mass murderers. They fight off the fucking tourism fucking throw their garbage all over. Russ right there, he's lived there for 35 years. That place is fucking grand. He takes care of the safe. He's the only monk left. The world-class, world record holder pole vaulter. A miracle, he said, in the old fucking Carmel mission, which used to be the Monterey mission. Right there by where you catch the bus, you walk up in that Catholic school, there's the tree right there. My grandpa stood right there when they turned it from Mexico to the United States. That's the same tree that they turned it from Spain to Mexico, 1821. Get on that bus. The bus driver, that guy's the fucking greatest dude. He'll visit with you. He'll tell stories. He's fucking... People at Big Sur are the greatest, by the way. I used to go in that little library, one fucking computer. I remember when Bree and Bree fucking helped me out up there in their white van up there. The Mountain Kids. Their library, their organic garden. I was walking. I met this girl. She says, I'm riding my bike. Slept in the Big Surs with her that fucking night in the pines. Where'd you sleep last night? Where'd you sleep? Don't you fucking lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the suns from Fukushima, Japan. Oh, they always fucking shine. And they're hot, baby. This kid's riding his bike across the United States. He was in the campground. He says, you're Kevin Blanch. Yeah. Here, I want you to have this. He gave me my wind-up radio I still use. My grandson has it. My grandson was using it in Big Sur in Monterey. This fucking heat wave, this epic is destroying us. This fucking heat bubble from Fukushima. Talk about big SurREAL. Dolly lived there. This fucking... That place is one of the coolest places in the fucking world. The forest fire sits right on the fucking cliffs. No. I'm sure it's probably started in the kitchen, cooking all these yuppity ass motherfuckers their gourmet dinners. I stay right there. Right there. Not in their fucking hotel for $4.50 a night. I sleep right fucking next to it in my sleeping bag. Must have been a fucking sleep for years. Feels like heaven. Fucking heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you fucking lie to me. I slept in the dead fucking pines. Remember the great big fucking pines used to sit right there by the Bixby Bridge? Remember those ones that stood up there on those ridges, those iconic fucking big California ponderosa pines? Remember those? Remember? I remember walking in 2015, 14, and I'm like, fuck, they're dying. Old fucking... Those California ponderosas are my favorite. I'm the first guy that started reporting they were fucking going. Everybody wouldn't believe me. All the pines, if I can. I'm the first one. I started reporting that in 2014, 15, well, 13, 20. This radiation from Fukushima is going to get into the fucking needles. They're going to get too much. It's going to cause plutonium fires. Plutonium fires. A country of deniers. Wow. Remember they used to sit right here on the fucking ridge? Remember those iconic, I think there was 6 of them, giant beasts? They're gone. Hundreds of years old. The redwoods, those mighty beasts, they'll be the last thing fucking standing. Plutonium fires, a country of deniers. Plutonium skies, a country that denies, that lies, that Fukushima amnesia. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you fucking lie to me. You slept on the cliffs of fucking Gorda. Where'd you sleep, girl? Where'd you sleep? Don't you remember, Kevin? Don't you remember? I slept next to you in the bone marrow transplant at LDS. I'm dead, Kevin. I'm in heaven. I slept in the dead fucking pines with the suns from Fukushima, Japan. I slept on the fucking cliffs at Big Sur. Oh, they always shine. Lord, I remember. Lord, I remember. Lord, I remember. She came to me in my fucking dreams. The place is so spiritual out there. I've seen Dark Watchers. I left a fucking bowl of milk for the leprechauns. That'd be Steinbeck's grandma. Don't you think that's a feral cat or a fucking wild bobcat drinking that milk? She stared his nose off his face. Robin Jeffers, Henry Miller, John Lewis Stevenson, John Steinbeck, Doc fucking Ricketts, Kevin Blanch, Physic Heaven.